Alright guys, back again for another review. Big Tom.
Damien.
Today we're going to be doing the 60 China.
The 60 China! Look at that. It was only a few weeks ago, or maybe nearly a month ago, that we reviewed the 69 mod from Atmomechani. And Tom said that it was about to get cloned. Actually, he was just assuming, and he was fucking right. They've cloned it. We have now got ourselves a 60 China. And you know what? It's fucking near damn bang on. It's really nice. It's kind of a mixture. It's like a bastard version of the Eric's Edition V2. It actually has the V1 top cap, but it also and the V1 bottom cap as well, with the steam train and the Atmomechani. But it does have the silver-plated pins in it that you would get in the V2. It's nice. It doesn't have as decent a finish as the real deal. But of course, this is fucking 30 quid, and the real deal is 130 quid. So for the extra hunna, from Fast Tech, the extra oneer that you get is just a bit of a flashier finish. It hits great, telescopic, does all the bits and pieces. Fucking 30 quid. What are you going to say? 60 China.
60 China. It is bang on, and you can do exactly the same with the other one.
Yeah, you can switch it around. That's why they called it the 60 China, or the 69er, or the 69, whichever one tickles your fancy.
I like the 69er.
Yeah, it's nice. The button's nice. It works exactly the same as the 69 mod. It's just the fake version of it. This is the H cigar version. Got to us from good old Gary at Kerno Vapes. He's currently selling these at $29.99. So if you did like the idea of a 69, but you didn't have the 130 quid to fork out for it, £30, and you're getting near as damn it. Reverse threaded top pin, basically for your atomizers to adjust. So it does have reverse threading. There's been a lot of confusion with some people. Yeah, it won't fit. But it's because it's reverse threaded, as that happened with me. The connector, the battery connector on the bottom as well, is reverse threaded. So if you go the wrong way, you'll end up taking the Del ring out, as happened to me. But yeah, the silver plated pins. It is like a V1 version, but with the silver plated pins instead. The original did have brass pins, and they upgraded the Eric's Edition V2 with a flat top cap, a different bottom
design
cap.
on the bottom.
Yeah, it's just the steam train that you would get on sort of brass Nemesis, rather than the by Atmomechani and the front view of the train. It's a side view on the V2. But yeah,
it's exactly the same. Still got your protruding button.
Yes,
that still
yes, it's with the spring inside, with the O-ring. It's good. I like it.
The button is actually all right. It is just protruding, which was exactly the same on the 69 original. So
yeah, what you didn't like about it, wasn't it?
Was the button.
Was the button.
But it's exactly the same, and it's fucking £100 cheaper. And it's just as hard. The finish is really nice on it. I thought there might be a mismatch in colours.
The finish isn't as nice or as smooth as obviously the genuine one. The genuine one has a very, very nice brushed matte sort of finish. It's really smooth. It feels really nice in the hand. This is just a brushed sort of mass-produced thing. But it's still, from a small distance, you're going to think this is the real thing. You are probably going to think it's the V1 because of the groove top cap that you get in it. Airflow control ring at the top works just like it works, and it's just like the real deal. Exactly. Just those couple of aesthetic differences. Yeah. The top cap and the bottom cap, and the 69 on it appears to be red.
Yeah, it's a bit funky as well.
Yeah,
it's missing a bit.
It seems to be red, and it's more stamped on there than sort of etched like on the genuine one.
Yeah, so I bet you could rub that off with easy.
Yeah, you can on the original one. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll go down at the table, we'll have a little look at the 60 China in all its glory, and then we'll come back and give you some marks. All right.
So here you have your 60 China, your fake 69, and your genuine 69 mod sat opposite each other. Here is your 60 China, and here is your genuine 69. These are both based on the Eric's Edition, which is the brushed plus polished finishes. This is the Eric's Edition V2 with the flat top cap and the side view of the steam train on the bottom cap. It also has the silver plated pins inside. This is kind of like a mixture of the two. It's based on the V1 edition, which had the groove top cap, and it also had the front on view of the steam train and Bayat Mamihani written on the bottom with your serial number, but it does actually have the silver plated pins inside, so it's kind of like two versions of it. A couple of differences as well is on the button. The 69 is kind of like ready. It's in red on the 60 China, whereas it's black on the Eric's Edition V2 of the genuine 69 mod. It's kind of more printed on this button, whereas it's a bit more, it's laser etched on this a genuine 69. You can actually just feel it there, whereas this you can't feel at all. But yeah, if you look there, they're pretty bang on. The finish is darker on the genuine 69, and it is a smoother, nicer feeling finish, whereas this is just your basic brushed finish on your 60 China, and this you can actually really feel the detail and how thick the finish is on the genuine one. Okay, let's take this one away. So yeah, it's telescopic. It takes all battery configurations, 18350, your 18500 and your 18650. However, just like the genuine 69, it will not take an 18650 and a kick. The genuine 69 does actually have a tube upgrade if you wanted to take a kick, but I have checked the threading and the threading does fit from this to the other tubes on the 69. So if you were to purchase the tube extension for the 69 and a kick, it will fit. However, it will cost you more than the mod. You'll also be able to purchase the brass parts for this, but once again they will cost you more than the mod. So for those of you that don't know, the telescoping is really nice. The threads are quite nice. Once again, this is not as thick as it is on the genuine at Mamihani 69, and it's a little bit looser on the threads, but still really nice. Once you've got a battery in there, you will not notice that at all. To change it for its sort of selling point here, it's just very simple. You remove this section here. It's reverse threaded in there to connect your battery to your bottom to your bottom pin there. So that's reverse threaded, so don't panic when you're trying to unscrew it. If you screw the wrong way, you'll take the dowel ring out, but it's reverse threaded in order to connect to your battery if you need to, if you've got like nipple top or flat top and need to adjust. And it's also reverse threaded inside here as well to connect to your atomizer. So obviously screwing it down one way will get it right down to the bottom and it will not connect. So what you'll need to do is reverse thread and unscrew that way in order to bring it out towards your atomizer. Inside here with the spring, that's how your button works. You have a black O-ring that's basically pushed against your pin here. The button is then moved and hits and makes contact. It doesn't have an O-ring by the end of the spring like in the genuine. It's just a spring onto the plastic part of the button there. So it's up to you if you want to put an O-ring in, just like on the original. But you know, that's not a problem. I haven't had any problems with this. And for the selling point, obviously for the 60 China, you can put this section, your button section, either side of your mod. And now you have a bottom firing mod, kind of like an electric angel or something. So that's pretty simple. I've already reviewed the 69 mod by Mamihani and it works pretty much exactly the same. So if you want to know the ins and outs of all the different configurations you can do and switching it around to make the finish look different, go and check that review out. But yeah, this works exactly like the genuine one. It looks really close to it. I mean, it's not 100%, but it's 99% accurate. You know, it's a really nice mod. I really like it, and for £30 it's a steal, no pun intended. So yeah, there's the 69 mod, or the 60 China, the fake or the clone version of the 69.
Alright guys, so after looking at the 69er, the 60 China, up close, it is pretty bang on to the original, obviously the different top cap. But it bangs, it hits hard, and it looks just the same.
Completely interchangeable with the original. So if you did want to get the kick extension tube that Mummy Hani do, it will fit on this, but that will cost you more than the mod. If you did want to get the brass accents that Mummy Hani did for the original, you can get them, it will fit, but that is more expensive than the mod. So for £30, you get this nice little replica, this nice little fake. Finish is not as great, but still, the top and bottom caps are like the V1 version, even though it does have the silver plated pins inside like the V2 version. It's reverse threaded top pin adjustment, and it's reverse threaded centre pin for your battery adjustment. So if you go in there and start to unscrew and screw and think it's not working, remember it's reverse threaded to connect. I knew anyway, it fucking went past me earlier this morning. There is a small issue inside with the actual spring on the switch. The original has two O-rings. It has like a chunky O-ring that goes by the switch, the actual button, so you can reduce your throw a little bit just by moving that big chunky orange O-ring that's in the original. And there's also an O-ring sat behind it by the spring, so the spring doesn't actually come in contact with the silver plated pin that's inside. There is no O-ring by the spring in the 60 China. So you can easily just put a little O-ring in there just to give it some protection, because the spring is actually just hitting against the back section of the button.
Yeah.
We haven't had any shorts or any problems like that, but you may want to consider putting an O-ring in if you want. Up to you, no big deal. Yeah, scores?
Well, I don't know, like 8, 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 60 China. It's a replica of the 69 mod. It's just got a couple of differences, like I said, with the top cap and the bottom cap. And I don't like the finish as much on this one. It looks the same, it just doesn't feel the same. It's a little bit darker on the original. A little bit, obviously, a lot better hand brushed. But yeah, you saw them side by side. You know, £100 less. It's £100 less. So it's up to you. If you don't mind clones, if you ain't got a problem with clones, and you fancy the 60 China, you wanted to do the switch of the switch bit, you can for £30 from Kerno Vapes. The website is above my head right now. So yeah, he's got a few new bits on there. As Gary from H Cigar, he's got the hammer on there. He's got the 60 China. He's got the Origin. He's got the Kylin again, or the Kylie Minogue in. Yeah, so you know, have a little look. We will be reviewing some of those other mods through the next week or so. It's pretty much of a clone week this week.
It is, yeah, definitely.
You know,
a bit of Clone Wars.
you got to love them. They're floating about. We're getting sent them, so we got to review them. Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, for the scores with it, for look, you got to give it an 8 or a 9 as a clone. It's really fucking bang on to it. For vape, it's just as fucking good as the original. It really does. You know, it's just as nice. So yeah, £30, bargain. Bargain. UK vendor as well, so Gary's a nice guy. He'll get back to you if you have any questions or you have any issues with it, and he'll sort it out for you. So yeah, that's the 60 China, finally in our hands after we did the 69 mod review about a month ago. You did fucking say it would get cloned, and it fucking happened. So there you go. Shoot us. Thanks very much for watching this review, and we will see you on the next one. Stay safe.